Hello and welcome back to the Techno and House podcast. With me is the beautiful Eli Iwasa. Hello.
Hello, Katie.
How are you?
Great. I'm happy to meet you and, be talking to you guys.
Oh, me too. Thank you so much for your time and welcome to Ibiza.
Yeah, it's amazing to be here. I'm so happy.
I know. I think that you're in for a really good night tonight at High.
Yeah, I'm super excited to be back to High. It's always amazing to play here, but it has a special feeling to come for the second year.
Can you feel that like Ibiza energy when you land?
It's different. I was talking about it in an interview because it became definitely one of my favorite places in the world because you kind of have a little bit of everything. Of course, the night scene and the clubs, but also amazing nature and food. And it's also a great opportunity to meet your friends from all over the world. So I just love being here.
I'm just going to do one thing. There's a little hair that's really annoying me.
Yeah, it's like...
That's my dog hair. That's my dog hair. I was like, why is that little dog hair? So, before you came to Ibiza to play here, had you partied here before?
Well, last year I came to play, but I came in other occasions just to party, actually.
Okay.
So, it's amazing to have the opportunity to, of course, come here to work. But also, I want to leave and, party with my friends. And a lot of Brazilian artists coming to Ibiza in the past few years. So we were talking about it. So it's also a good chance to support them.
Yes.
Because it's always very meaningful to play in Ibiza. So it's a good feeling to be there for them. Yeah.
We were just saying, actually, as we came up in the lift, that there's such a rise of Brazilian artists at the moment, and it's really nice to see. And in fact, the lineup tonight, you said, is all Brazilian artists, right?
No, not tonight.
Okay.
Like Lucas, Vintage Culture, has been supporting a lot of his, Brazilian friends and a lot of Brazilian artists that he believes in. And the fact is, the international market has always been very difficult and challenging for Brazilian artists to break through. But like in the last couple of years, it's really growing strong. So you see like more and more Brazilian artists touring.
Yeah.
There's a real interest in what we're doing. Also because I can really see this real Brazilian identity in terms of sound coming together. So I think there's something really special happening at the moment,
I agree. So I said to you before as well that I went to Brazil for the first time.
Yeah.
In February.
You could see a little bit what's going on because there's so much diversity, not only in the music or in the rhythms, but in the way we party. And
that is what I was going to say. In the way you guys party, like there was such a good vibe, like such an energy.
Well, you've been in a carnival. I mean, you could really literally see a little bit of everything because carnival is the most important party in Brazil, and it's very democratic because, of course, there are these, VIP parties and stuff like that, but carnival originally is like very democratic. It happens in the streets.
Yeah.
So you can really see like, people from different backgrounds partying together.
Yeah.
But you've been to clubs as well. You got to see a little bit of everything.
Yeah, I got a little taster of everything and I absolutely loved it. And one thing was that the party just goes on for such a long time.
It's kind of dangerous because like carnival, you don't really sleep.
Yeah.
Because like all the block parties, they go all day, all night, and there's always something to do.
There's always...
You're like, if you don't, kind of take care of yourself in the first days, you're gonna completely lose it and burn out.
100%.
Yeah.
So here, obviously, there's a big culture now of after parties and villa parties. Is that the same in Brazil as well? There are a lot of after parties.
Yes. I just played a big festival called Só Track Boa that's organized by Vintage Culture. It's his festival, and after party was legendary as well. And Brazil has a big tradition of after hours and after parties.
Okay.
Like in the beginning when I started working with these, like licenses and rules are very flexible in a way. So like clubs used to go until, I don't know, 2 p.m. Warung in the beginning used to happen until 2 p.m.
Wow.
So it was quite like very long parties. And you know, like for me, after hours have always been important because it was my time to have fun and to be with my friends and to listen to the music that I liked, you know.
Mm-hmm. Have you thrown after parties of your own before?
Yeah, many. I mean, I don't know, like in the beginning of my career, I organized a party called Techno in a very important club in São Paulo called Love Club.
Okay.
I was running Friday nights for them, and it was the first club to actually book international guests on a weekly basis.
Okay.
So after Love Club, we used to go either to my place or to my best friend's place. And the thing is, it was like all these guest DJs used to, you know, bring their records, and we would, you know, keep partying until, I don't know, sometimes Monday morning.
From Saturday night?
From Friday.
Wow.
We were like taking, you know, shifts, you know, like, okay, sometimes some people would go home and they come back. Some people would go to the guest room, get some sleep, take a shower, because, you know, like, it was a very intimate after party.
Yeah.
So everybody had to feel very comfortable, and a lot of people knew each other for a long time. So it was a very cozy, friendly feeling.
So would it always be people that you know as your friends, or would you ever have like other people over?
Well, sometimes, you know, like most of the times there are people that are already new, because, you know, like for me, after hours have always been about feeling free to be yourself and not worry about anything. So it's always been about gathering the right group of people and having the right vibe. Mm-hmm. So you know, it's always been about, of course there are people that I didn't know, but you kind of, you know, realize he's gonna be the right one to be there, you know. Yeah.
Okay, so for people that are listening that are like, I've never been to an after party before, I finished the festival or I finished the club and I just end up going home. To somebody that has thrown their own after parties before, how do you get invited to an after party?
Well, first rule is that never invite yourself. Rule number one, you get invited. You never invite yourself. There are many occasions where, you know, I used to live in the first floor, and my terrace was, you know, like I could see people at my gate, you know, so I was like, okay, you're not coming in.
Wow.
I don't know you, because, you know, like otherwise you'll be like, I don't know these people.
Yeah.
They're in my place, you know?
Yeah.
But that's the rule number one.
Okay.
Because usually these are the ones who give you a lot of trouble.
Yeah.
You
And
know,
who
because your
turns
friends are
up?
going to take care of everything, make sure that everybody's feeling comfortable and safe,
Yeah.
you know, everybody's looking after each other and making sure that everybody's having a good time.
Yeah.
And these people are usually the troublemakers, you know.
Yeah, agree. It's not like you would have a dinner at a restaurant and then you wouldn't just invite yourself to go. So this is the same kind of thing.
You can't just, you know, get into somebody's house like that and, you know,
Yeah.
excuse me.
I'm here for a party.
Yeah, hello.
What's rule number 2?
Well, I think, you know, like usually when you have like guest DJs, they're playing in your club and they are in the, you know, in the after hours. Remember, they're like human beings and people just like you, and they're trying to, you know, have fun and relax after the work is done. So, you know, just treat everybody as an equal and just, you know, relax as well and have a good time. And I think it's important as well.
Yeah, like be cool.
Be cool. Yeah, don't go there, you know, trying to talk about your own career or, you know, like talk about work or something.
Yeah, or like, can I have a picture?
Yeah, come on. Everybody's trying to relax and have a good time and connect to people, but we don't want to really talk about work, so.
Yeah. I guess at the end of the day, if you're supposed to be there and you're wanted there, you will be there.
Yes, exactly. If you're supposed to be there, you're gonna get invited for sure.
Yeah.
And also, there are a lot of people who were working like a few hours before, so we just wanna celebrate and have a chill time.
Do you have a best ever after party story?
Wow. Well, can I talk about it? The thing, that's another rule. What happens in the after hours, it stays in the after hours.
Great answer.
I mean, it stays there. But, there's, of course, some legendary stories. And most importantly, like some of the best sets I heard probably happen in the after hours.
Yeah.
Because, sometimes artists, they don't feel the pressure to deliver anymore. They just play whatever they feel like.
Yeah.
They don't have to work a crowd out. They don't have to keep the energy super up, So some of the most interesting sets that I listened to were actually in the after party.
Yeah, that's such a good point, because it's not like you've got hundreds and thousands of people in front of you. You can go, you're with your friends, you've finished what your shift is really, and just do whatever you want to do.
And sometimes you can also show different sides of what you like, because sometimes when you're playing only peak time festivals, big rooms, you kind of have to, keep the crowd going, and promoters have some kind of expectations. And when you are at home playing records, it's completely different. Yeah.
Do you like playing an after party?
I love it. I come from it. Actually, my first DJ gig, I got it because I was playing at an after hours.
Wow.
Yeah. Well, like in Brazil, there's, of course, a lot of my friends were working in the scene already. They're like established DJs or promoters. And there's a point where all the DJs in the house, they get tired. They go get some sleep. They don't want to play records anymore. And it's when the bedroom DJs like myself, like I was one day, I go there and, I learn like that.
So you actually learned to play at an afters, or was it more like you learned to play in front of people?
I learned to play in front of people in the after hours, and you kind of learn how to read people from, their reactions and the different atmospheres that you have to create.
Yes.
Because after hours usually last long time, so you can kind of create these different atmospheres during the time they're playing. So I literally started from my friends after hours.
I guess actually, really, for a DJ that's just starting out, it's actually the perfect scenario, because you don't have that pressure of being in a club and having your first gig. You're surrounded by people in quite an intimate space. You don't have that time slot where it's like you only play from 2 to 4. It just can kind of go on, and you kind of have the freedom to do what you want.
Yeah, you have the freedom, and also I think most of people who are with you, they're gonna be kind and generous, and they're gonna be supporting you.
Yeah.
So I think, I don't know, maybe like in my generation, a lot of DJs kind of started playing in, house parties and after hours, and it was definitely the beginning for me. Yeah.
You're definitely not the first artist that I've interviewed that has said that they've started out at an afters.
Yes.
I think there's a lot. And also the other good thing about it is what you said before, that a lot of the time at these after parties, you have established DJs or well-known promoters. So they're going to see you.
An eye. Yes. And the thing is, like, you're in an environment when you play and don't really worry about that.
Yeah.
You're not trying to land a job. You're just having a good time and doing what you love. Because, like, when I started out, DJs definitely didn't get a lot of money. Everybody was doing it because they loved it.
Yeah.
So, I think you can really show what you're capable of.
Yeah. I
and
agree.
Your passion and what moves you, when you are in this kind of, environment. Yeah.
Have you after partied in Ibiza?
No, I just come here for work basically. So, and also like every trip I did to Ibiza has always been like super tight, like schedule wise. So tomorrow I'm flying to London.
Yeah, you said, so you won't even really have time.
Yeah, so I won't really have time, but you know, I'm coming back, so
there'll be time.
Yeah.
Is are after parties in Brazil still as big as they used to be a few years back, or is it something that's getting smaller?
I think kind of they still happen. Of course, you know, like in terms of license and stuff like that, it's much harder now. Everything's more organized, and it's not so easy to just throw an after party like this. But I guess, yes, a lot of people I know still throw after parties in their own places.
Yeah.
But I think there's been a little change, like this generation of people, they prefer like day parties, open air. They don't want to stay like too long in the parties. Maybe they want to go home and then they go to another party. So like the habits have been changing a little bit.
Yeah, that is true. I think there's definitely a generation of now of people prefer to party in the daytime.
Yes, totally.
Which even you can still do at an after party.
Even I prefer that, you know, like well, I own 2 warehouse parties, and you know it's different, but
so there are 2 warehouse parties in Brazil.
Yeah, I own 2 warehouse clubs in Campinas.
Wow.
And they are more like nighttime.
Yeah.
You know, like, but I can really see the change happening, and I like it, to be honest, you know.
Yeah. Okay, and then so somebody that has hosts parties, especially after parties, do you have any after party tips for other after party hosts?
I think, you know, choose the right people, and yeah, music is very important. Nothing is worse than bad music, so you have to make sure that you're gonna listen to something that you really love.
And I guess have like all your sound system and equipment ready, right?
Yeah, but you know, somehow that always gets fixed. Usually, you know, you throw a party, you know, everybody has the equipment or a friend. That's never the problem. Someone always shows up with, you know, a couple of speakers and CD player. I don't know what happens. It's like maybe they keep it in the car or something.
Do you know what? Last week I worked on in Croatia on an event called the Yacht Week with Drum Code. So it's like, I don't know, like 50 different yachts, and people come from all over the world to party on the yachts. These German people brought a whole sound system, CDJs, everything in their hand luggage and set it up on the boat. Like, how does that happen?
Well, it's like professional party people, you know.
Absolute pros.
Yes, come on.
But it's true though, like that just always turns up.
Equipment is never the problem. It always gets sorted out. I don't know how, but it's never the problem.
That's so true. Are there any other places in the world that you've gone to good after parties at?
Berlin for sure.
Yes, obviously, where it never ends.
But you know, Brazil it's always amazing. I mean, also because Brazil is so huge and there's so many different scenarios. There's like São Paulo that's super urban, or Rio. But if you go maybe to Northeast in the summer, amazing striking nature. So yeah, I think Brazil is a country of people who love partying and who love music, and most importantly, who love being together and celebrating life, despite of all the challenges and problems, because life in Brazil is not always easy. But yeah, Brazilians have that in their blood, you know.
You're so right. It's such a gorgeous place, and the people are just so gorgeous. Well, you can feel that though.
You were like in the middle of a block party in Rio. I mean, there's no way you're gonna think something different.
I know. I think it's one of the highlights of my life.
Yeah, it's hard to beat that. But like maybe you get the chance to travel to other parts of Brazil, which are really nice to like go to Bahia and places like that, who also have, Bahia has a very special carnival as well. It's different music.
Okay, so it's different.
Yeah. Every part of Brazil has a kind of different carnival and different rhythms.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. That's super
so
interesting.
There's more for you.
Yeah. I've literally seen like 2% of what Brazil has to offer.
There's much more for you.
So are you based in Brazil? Are you staying there for the rest of the summer and then you travel from Brazil to other places?
Yeah, I was born and I am based in Brazil in a city called Campinas.
Yeah.
And every time I have to travel, I just come and go because it's very hard for me to stay away for that long because of my clubs.
Yes.
It's kind of me trying to keep the balance between a DJ career and running my clubs, which demand a lot of energy and time and work.
Yeah, I can imagine. How are you finding that balance?
It's a privilege to be doing all these things. But it's also, for me right now, I'm at a moment that I'm really working hard to make myself present as much as I can in the clubs, because I have amazing partners and an amazing staff who are running everything perfectly when I'm away. But it's just the energy that you put into things, and it makes a lot of difference,
Do you play at the clubs as well?
Yes, when I'm home, it's like, I was talking about it, like I probably the club that I play less in Brazil is my own because I'm always away. Yeah.
But I guess it feels super nice when you actually get to be able to play back home again.
It's special because playing home, it's, I don't know, you have a friend and everybody that you love, and also because DJing can be quite lonely sometimes, you go to places and you don't know people, but when you're home, it's like all your friends, best friends, familiar faces, and people who have been building this up with you for all these years. It's like, it's a big celebration when I'm there. When I play at my clubs, I have to do this more often.
Yeah. Do you have any Brazilian artists that we should be looking out for that are rising at the moment?
Well, there are plenty of artists at the moment. Of course, their Vintage Culture and Moshak are really huge, and they're kind of leading the path for other Brazilian artists. And it's really nice to see how they're kind of sharing their spaces they're creating.
Yeah.
I would also mention Mas.
Yes.
I'm playing with him in London on Saturday, and he's doing really well.
Amazing.
He has, a few big hits. I really love a few more underground producers that I would love to mention. There's this new kid, not new, he's been doing music for a while. He's called Rony, RHR. And he did a big European tour this summer. And he's someone you really have to pay attention because his sound is very unique. He brings a lot of Brazilian influence to his music.
Love that.
And he's incredibly talented, and he definitely deserves all the acknowledgement and, success.
Nice. We'll definitely look out for him. Thank you so much.
Thank you,
It's
Katie.
been so lovely. So you've got Higher tonight. You're in London tomorrow playing Studio 338.
Yeah, I'm gonna see all of you guys at High tonight.
Yes.
And 338 in London on Saturday.
Amazing.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you for having me. I hope to come to one of your after parties one day.
When you come to Brazil, you let me know.
Okay.
Okay.
I'm on the guest list.
You're always on my guest list.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Perfect.
Oh my